Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The Hamas-run health ministry in Gaza says 50 Palestinians have been killed in Israeli strikes on Thursday. Fighting is continuing across the territory, with the Israeli military saying its troops are in Daraj and Tafah neighborhoods of Gaza City. The Palestinian Red Crescent Society says 10 people have been killed in a strike near Al-Amal hospital in Khan Yunis, which it runs. The World Health Organization medical team coordinator reported significant casualties while arriving in Al-Aqsa hospital following a reported Israeli attack on Maghazi refugee camp in central Gaza on Christmas Eve.
There's blood everywhere in these hospitals at the moment. We're seeing almost only trauma cases come through the door, and at a scale that's quite difficult to believe. It's a bloodbath, as we said before. It's carnage. There's nowhere actually that's safe in Gaza. We're at the UN Joint Humanitarian Operations Center right now in Rafah. Outside the door of this building, 50 meters from where I'm sitting right now, there's a camp of thousands of people who have been settled here, who have resettled here because they've lost their homes or they've fled violence, and they're in plastic sheeting shelters right outside the door. And last night we heard fighting almost all night long.
Meanwhile, Hamas has released footage it says shows the group's military wing targeting Israeli military vehicles and soldiers in Khan Yunis, the Gaza Strip's main southern city. Israel's military reported 3 soldiers killed in action in Gaza, bringing its total number of military losses to the enclave since ground operations began to 166. Meanwhile, a UN report has deplored what it calls a rapid deterioration of rights in the West Bank.
The use of military tactics and weapons in law enforcement contexts, and the use of unnecessary or disproportionate force by the Israeli security forces are extremely troubling. Dehumanization of Palestinians that characterizes many of the settlers' actions is very disturbing and must cease immediately. I call on Israel to take immediate, clear and effective steps to put an end to settler violence against the Palestinian population, to investigate all incidents of violence by settlers and Israeli security forces.
Colorado Republicans have appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court after the state's top court ruled that Donald Trump was ineligible to run for president.
Are having an absolute meltdown.
The appeal means he will remain for now on the ballot for the Colorado primary. Last week, the ex-president was disqualified from running in the state for his alleged role in the 6th of January 2021 attack on the U.S. Capitol. Mr. Trump is the Republican frontrunner and is expected to be the party's candidate for the 2024 U.S. election. Cher has reportedly filed for a conservatorship of her son Elijah Blue Allman due to his alleged substance abuse and mental health issues. Court documents seen by US media reportedly claim Mr. Allman is substantially unable to manage his financial resources. A conservatorship is granted by a court for individuals who are unable to make their own decisions, like those with dementia or other mental illnesses. Emergency services have worked to clear damage caused by Storm Gerrit after strong winds battered parts of the UK. In Stalybridge in northwest England, roads were cleared and a tree surgeon worked to remove a tree that had fallen onto a car. The storm caused travel disruption and damaged houses and cars in some places, with emergency services working to clear the affected areas.
Stop it!
Here, a plane struggling to land at London's Heathrow Airport as winds battered parts of the country. And 2 therapy llamas have helped to ease the stress of peak season travelling at Portland's International Airport. The llamas, named Benny and Prince, roamed the airport terminal to the delight of travellers who could not resist a photo opportunity with the animals. Their visit to Portland Airport 3 times this December was an opportunity to bring comfort to travellers amid the hustle and bustle of flying at Christmas. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.